So this website talks about a brief look at how trends evolved around the continent. When they talk about the continent, they're talking about Europe as the continent and influenced each other. So this is where it started. And then they have European countries have long since been a source of sartorial inspiration to each other. As one of the most visual aspects of self-expression, clothing provides a fascinating insight into how taste and style has connected cultures across the centuries. We take a look at how fashion has made an impact across the continent and how trends from city to city through differing fabrics, color, and cuts. And then, in general terms, fashion is categorized as constantly changing styles of dress that are mass produced Give me a second. And mass consumed. Of course, a couple of centuries ago, we didn't have Instagram or ASOS or an H&M. You could pop into the nearest town, so trends didn't spread like wildfire like they do today. Clothing was handmade, so it took longer to make, was not available in the same quantities, and there were also regional limitations. Each area would have only had access to its own natural resources, so a certain type of fabric may only have been available in certain areas. This is a buff coat from the collection of York Castle Museum. An increase in trade from country to country began to show previously isolated communities a variety of materials on offer and led to budding fashionistas to desire other more exotic textiles. European cities such as Flanders were able to provide high quality wool. Italy, trading with the Ottoman Empire, offered expensive materials like silk and damask, and Northern European countries such as Scandinavia were able to provide luxurious furs such as sable, ermine, and Nordic squirrel. Likewise, important centers of trade such as Brussels, Cologne, Antwerp, Florence, Venice, and Paris showed the transfer of dyes such as indigo, saffron, and scarlet. In medieval times, color had been less of a fashion statement and more of a statement of status and wealth. Bright colors were expensive to produce and considered the pinnacle of luxury, only appearing in the clothes of nobles. The royals were the original influencers of the day, and when they started wearing a particular color, others would follow. For instance, when King Louis IX of France began to regularly dress in blue, it made it so his dressing in blue made blue the most revered color of the time. Charles the Bold, who ruled the Duke of Burgundy, a kingdom that encompassed areas of France, Italy, and Switzerland, used his proximity to Flanders to bring brightly colored and lavish clothing to his courts, where other courts across Europe were keen to imitate. So when one ruler would wear it, other kings in other places would follow. Here's a picture of Louis XIV, King of France from 1638 to 1715, and you can see his blue fabric here from the collection of the Royal Palace at Versailles, for example. here's Philip II with his, and then the extravagant style of the European courts began to come down to lower people. Here we have mantua, another fabric. So this will be good for your images, I think.
Mhm. Oh, and then I just remembered that that the years that I have to find it, it has to be
Okay.
it has to be 1920 to 1940.
22. Okay, so you don't, okay, so you don't want the medieval period, but this will still give you the timeline. Okay. These are
Mhm.
the 1800s. Here's the early 1900s. So here you have, let me see if I can share something else. Let me stop sharing this for a minute and bring up, let me do something here. Fashion on the continent, 1920 to 1940. Impact on body image. Let's try that. Okay, this might be let me try history of European. Um, let's take a look at this. See if this is any better. Uh, let's go with this screen share and see what we get. Um, see if this helps us at all. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it, but um, at the dawn of the 20s, the world was still reeling from the First World War. Um, the development of a more convenient female wardrobe was a major trend of the 20s and was achieved through the progressive simplification of dress as the decade advanced. A rejection of formality and multiple layers in favor of comfort and a more natural effect. And so you have people like Coco Chanel. We had a lot of European influences for sure. Here's these are American, but this is French. This black one. Um, this is black French silk. Um, and then sportswear worn as day wear. So that here again, this is French. There's more French. We had a lot of influence from France. This might be of help to you. I'm gonna put it in the chat in case it is. Um, and see if I can, whoops. and see if I can, hold on. I need to go because I accidentally pasted the link in there instead of, there it is. Control C. Let me put this in the chat as well. Then I have, what else? We have, let's see. I'll look at that in a minute, but let me check this. Let's see if I can find some links in here. Sometimes Wikipedia is not the most reliable, but sometimes they have good, sometimes they have pretty good links in terms of, let me scroll down. There's a bunch of men's hats and let's see. Passing fashions, reading female masculinities in the 20s, skirt history, women's clothing 1920s, history of women's fashion. Okay, this might help you. This has lots of images of the flappers. Yeah, so a lot of our fashion in the 20s was influenced by France, like I was telling you. The huge influence of French designers like Poiret, Pateau, Molyneux, Chanel, Lanvin, Lelong, and all those other people cannot be underestimated. There were British designers who went from catering exclusively to the wealthy upper class to designing British women's utility dresses in the early 40s. I think this site will probably help you as well. The arrival of the jazz age and the music of Louis Armstrong became the anthem, and then you had a change in fashion here. All these factors in post-war culture would lead young women away from the Jane Austen era of corseted restrictions and turnabouts in the drawing room. And then the major cities of Paris, that's in France, Berlin in Germany, New York and Washington were the social melting pots for the 1920s cultural explosion. London of the 20s led the way in some respects. The Weimar culture, and then you have the club scene. So here you have more 1920s fashion trends. So this, and here's some of your trends listed. So this will help you with that. Costume jewelry, short crop and bob hairstyles, pajama suits, sweaters and cardigans. All of this is your trends on this page. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that one in there as well. Let me go chat control. Oops. Share it now. There we go. Yeah, this is good for your trend situation. And then down here we have different pictures of the different dresses. Here's the coats and some of the hair styles. Chanel's black dress in Paris. You've got pictures of that. So let's look at this will give you some history of that. Let me go and look at let me try okay, here's a fashion history timeline from 1930 to 1939. So that will help you with that. They had a lot of influence from film because film had started to be a new thing. Men's, women, and children's styles were based on fashions that were seen on screen with stars like Here's Your Stars, Clark Gable, Jean Harlow, and Shirley Temple. Not just them, but those are three. A return to conservatism. So things got more conservative after the flappers. You're back to the long flowing dresses in covering things up. Here's more increasingly women looked to movie stars for fashion inspiration during this period. So here's let me put this link in the chat as well. And so maybe they have I'll go and look and see if this site has the same time period here. Um, Let me look. So if I go to the 20th century, yeah, you can break this down by period. So if you want to go to the 20th century, you can go back one to this one too. Let me pull this down so you'll have more. Here's some more from the 20s because you said you needed that one. So here's that from that same website. There's that. So you have from 1920 to 1929, and then from 1930 to 1939. And then you can also go with there's, let me see if there's anything on here about flappers in the 20s. Not okay, not as much. So not as much there, but definitely I think those will help you with the styles as far as um let me go ahead and close this. As far as I share my window here. Share my screen and go and look at so if I have so I'm going to look at body image and fashion trends in Europe 1920 to 1940. See if that let me see if I can find anything about um let me see if see what we can find about. Let me see about. Let me see this. So I'm not sure about this, but let's give me a second. Let me. I'm not sure if this is gonna be what we need, but let me just. Oh, I don't have it. Do I? Oh, yes, I do. All right. So I made some notes on the video content that we watched and the history that we saw. And I also have some notes here. I need to get into full screen so I can share them. But you have the pictures. So the pictures aren't here. The pictures are referred to. So we have the flapper era. So we have shorter hemlines, loose silhouettes, boyish shapes. And this was androgynous. This was very so and remember, one of the things about it is that we should make a note. People with hourglass figures generally did not look flattering in such styles. But people with long or more square shaped bodies looked better. So the flapper style helped a lot of people who wouldn't necessarily look attractive look better. The flapper style, here's the flapper style, and we have some pictures of that in the videos. You have it on the website as well. I'm gonna get the quote right now. Hold on. A woman's independence, oops, is her best asset. Let's see. I want to know who said that. That was, uh, hmm. Okay, let's see. Who said this? It's not finding it. Let me check something. Let me try this. Who said a woman's, because it didn't attribute it. A woman's, let's see. Let me come back. Um, Okay, so let me go back here because I need an attribution for that. So let me look. Elements independence is her best asset. Did not match any duck. That's weird. Let me see. Okay. Uh, quote finder. I have to. Okay, let's see if this tells me anything. Hmm. Okay, let's see. It's not showing me that, which is bizarre, but I'll come back to that. Um, I'm thinking it might be Chanel. That sounds like something Chanel would have said, but I have to find the attribution for that. Um, Marlena Dietrich. Okay, that she's in the 30s. Marlena Dietrich is on here. Um, you also have you have Jean Harlow at this time. So you have Jean Harlow's, um, and that was Jean Harlow's and Clark Gable's looks. And I'll go back and fill in the video. And then you have I'm gonna change the spelling here. They use the English spelling. Chanel, here's Chanel, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar. Um, yeah, this is again, we're back to here's Jean Harlow down here, but I put her back up top as well. Um, and then you have the body image impacts down here. I'm gonna put a little space there so you can kind of see what, there you go. So it's a little better to lead out with. And then this is, you can put in more stuff like, um, let's do, let's do something here. Let me bring up the links, the chat links here. So the first link that we had was 1920 to 1929. So I'm going to put, copy this link here. And that's going to go like some of the images that you can use are going to be this first link you can use you can use some of the images and content from this link about fashion trends. So this is going to be there's that one. And then it gives you some, you also have the next link on your list is you have the history of women's fashion from glamour days that talks about let me pull up that one. This is going to be for a bit more about so this one is it kind of expands on what you saw here, and this is glamour. So this is from glamour, and it will probably have some actual covers. And then we had the video from let me scroll. I think this was, there were two of these. Did I not get, okay, I'll have to go back and get, I think this is the one with, let me check. I think this is the one.
Thank you. This is Jim's time to shine. And Mike. And Jennifer. Helmet? Check. Drone? Check. Checking that thing we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill.
Let me see something.
This is when you get to work. To keep you connected. No matter what. Connect before the storm. Change how we weather them.
I have to find
just everything.
I have to find where I was because I don't remember
Take a long
which.
Not for Susan,
Got
though.
too many.
ZipRecruiter to find quality candidates fast. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to screen resumes and find the top candidates.
There it is.
So Susan can quickly invite the best.
I have too many links open. All right, so let's see.
Hey, party people.
Okay, yeah, this is the 1930s one. So let me put this where it goes so I know where you are. This is from Zoe Hong, so let's do that. So this is gonna be, let's see. Let me throw this up here. All right, so this one is gonna go down here where she talks about, now, let's see. 1920s. Okay, I need to go to the 30s here. Let's see. Give me a minute, because I think yeah, let me separate that too so that I can, okay. So then I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it right here. Because this is the 30s. So whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to caps. You can use material from the fashion history overview of the 1930s by Zoe Hong at this link. So this, I'll put the link up there. You can use it. She goes over all of it below, but I'll put the link there so you don't miss it. That's the 1930s link. You have the 1920s link up there. Give me a second. And let me go back to something here. And I need to go to history because okay, yeah, here it is. Fashion through the decades. This one. I don't think I grabbed.
Which referred to.
There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go Control C here. This one is what's her name? Her name is Silvina Gallero. Silvina Gallero. So, this Silvina Gallero's video featuring, an overview of the era of 1920 is at this link. So you have Control V. Okay. Now, the only other thing that I would say is that here, I'm gonna make a note for you that at around the 11-minute mark of this video, Zoe Hong gives a bit of commentary on the influences of the decade. So you might want to watch various parts again, but at the 11-minute mark, the video is about 15 minutes long. At about the 11-minute mark is where she starts to break down the influences more. I need that. Let's see. I really need to find it. Hold on. I'm thinking it's Chanel, but let me see. Okay, let me just, let's see. Okay. Quotes. Hmm, Same. The woman's. Okay, let's see. Um, I can't find that quote actually, but let me see if I do it like this. Oh, well, probably because it's misspelled. Let me see. I want to see. Okay, let me try this. Let me do that, and let's do that, and let's do this. Let's take this off, and let's take this off, and let's look at. I don't know where they got from. Point. Okay, let's see here. Um, I can't find the actual garçon look. Let's see. I'm gonna have to work on this and get back to you because I don't know. I'm gonna flag that because I don't know where. I don't know where this came from. So I'm gonna have to work on that. But what we can do is we can say that I think what I'll do is I'll say um hold on. Freedom had limits, however. Darnell points out that the I'm gonna put in um I'm gonna put in I'm going to put in this lady, Zelda Sarah Fitzgerald, because she has, she was the most well-known flapper, and she who became the companion of F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author. The author of The Great Gatsby. Okay. Was the most well-known flapper who became Gatsby, sorry. This I don't have, so I have to work on that. But let's see. Let me try something with this. Let me do slogans of '1920. Let's see if I can figure this out. Well, women's suffrage was a thing for sure. I would replace that with something like, let's see. I think this was a yeah, okay, it's a mesh of something, but I don't have. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna have to work on the slogan and get back to you, but I think for right now, what I would use would be something like this. I would say, oh, he's still shopping for that. Give me a second here. Um, um, so I can say that, here, do this. We'll go with this. I'm doing two things at once because I'm trying to fill in the gaps in your, let's see. Mm, Okay. I think I'll go with that for now, but I want to come back to this before you, but I think that's pretty good for now. Um, I think it that's not completely there, but I think it's a pretty good start. How do you feel like there's anything that's missing that I need to add right now?
I think it's good right now.
Okay. So we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and this is still this is still there. It's shared with you. You can work on it. The links are in the notes themselves. I'm going to render this recording for you, and I'm going to send you the chat links again so you have it, but it'll take maybe an hour or so to download all that, render all that, and put it up in case you want to go back and listen to anything that we talked about. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Daniela, take good care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Take care now.
Bye.